get around, make we talk up the things. No more sugarcoating, relax it in. Pretend to shy away from the serious talks. Fear not a way Jesus a walk. As a child, I the king, you are fit and strong. Me guided by the word, make God number one. The journey seems rough, it's not for the weak. Time to open up your mouth and speak. Ooh, it's a Bendon from you. Ooh, to Faith Unfiltered. Ooh, it's a Bendon from you. Ooh, to Faith Unfiltered.
Brother, not Christ. The text I received.
Oh my gosh.
Saying I was tacky. I was classless. So the things I was wearing. My backpack was shabby. Regardless, yes, you carry your Bible, but you could do it online on your phone.
Oh my gosh.
Christian young lady. You guys.
For true.
No man, we cried. I did all my crying back long ago, and I'm good. I'm good. I'm talking about it. I'm good. And she ran me through the mud. No matter how much I tried to defend myself and telling her where I stand, she just cut it. Cut. I cut me through. I'm gonna say we were friends, and then afterwards, she just never looked at me in the same way again. Like she just stopped meeting me, stop talking to me. That's it. Until she was popping up other aspects of my life. No different time when I start to level up, start to dress, have better clothing, had a proper job, different aspects. And you know, this one when she pops in and pops on when she sees that my level became swag.
So what I just got from your story a while ago is that in the kitchen, right, when we're doing food preparation, you know, we're cutting up all the ingredients to put in the food to make it a nice meal. In her situation, she didn't want to go through the process.
She didn't want to. Yeah,
she just wanted the finished product.
Yeah,
but I can see that you went through some really hard times.
It was, bro.
He's drowning. He's drowning.
At that point in time, I questioned myself so much.
I'm questioning you right now.
There were so many things. Like every time I see that young lady, I have PTSD or PSD. Or we want to call it.
Me never like that. No, not
yeah, she did me dirty. Like I remember times to text her, my hand shake, I'm nervous. How she respond? That wasn't a friend. That was not even a good person to be a spouse. No,
I don't think I've gone through.
Not for me. But that was my horror story. See me, I start sweat.
Well, God is good. You know them these stories. I'm gonna talk English. These stories, they either make or break you. And for you, it made you who you are today. That one story, it made you who you are today. And see, I find your good wife.
I tell you.
You know. So,
shout out to my wife from the back.
So
love you.
But big up to the girl. Whatever she named, whoever name cannot be named. Big up to you for what you did, because look at him now. Why you did me let that go? So yes. All right, so my time now.
Yeah.
They might rush me, so me I move fast. All right, so in high school, you know, I met some wonderful friends. You know, started from summer school. You know, grade 7, grade 8, grade 9. It all started crumbling down.
Oh no!
So you know, I think it was 7 of us, and then one of them had to go. You know, and then it left back 6. I think it was that number. But it was only one male in the group. Only one male. So anyways, there was this girl. Me and I was so-called best friends.
Oh no. Not
you know,
so-called.
how we come from summer school now, guys. You know, Pandong at summer school. And all of them something there. High school, yeah, we had summer school. Remember when you just left grade 6, you know, and you're going to grade 7, we still have that grade 6 mentality there. So it never changed. So, yeah, so I had this friend. You know, we were so-called best friends. There was this, you know, you guys know that when you go to high school, everybody change. Well, not everybody, because me are the same person from... What? These people are saying no. But anyways, I believe that I am the same kind-hearted individual, you know. Right? So, there was this girl, we were friends. As I say, I did 6 away, so... People in the high school always want to match up. They want to be hot girl, hot boy, and all of them things there. So there was this one girl. I'm not saying that she wanted to be like someone else, but that is what I was getting, because she was changing her appearance. You know, she was doing things that she weren't supposed to do to herself. You know, and we as a collective, as friends, we sit and we say, yo, brother, stop do that, you know, because she was actually getting in trouble for them because them they lock her out of school yet and them thing that this girl shaved her eyebrow one time. She already never have no eyebrow, guys. So she shaved it and them, I remember what happened. So other friend them did put black polish for her eyebrow to make it look like she have eyebrow. So they did that. She rubbed it off. She did a lot of stuff and them did want to put her through the gate and whatever. So one day we and her, no, not her. Them did put her out because I did exam and they ended up putting her out because of something. I don't remember what it was. So me and my other friend, then we were talking with our farm teacher about it. You know, cause we say, you know, our friend and you know, we don't want to know say, all right, what they and she the east and west and she are getting a problem. So we were talking about whatever was taking place and you know, we wanted her to not do what she was doing because she did have bleach and all them thing then. She, as I said, is a beautiful girl. She good at everything. Me I tell her, is a nice, good girl. Until she started bleaching.
Oh no.
And changing up herself and whatever. So apparently, she heard that we were talking about her. And me don't know what kind of news the individual tell her, but she called my phone one night. So my niece was there, and she was baby them time they know, but you know little children them time. So she's like, I'm on my phone. So I hung up the phone.
Which is right.
So when it was like this back and forth, we was trying to find out how she knew that we were talking about her, but it was never anything bad. It wasn't anything bad. You know, we were just concerned and we did discuss this with the teacher and everything. Only if you find out, say, I want girl in the same friend group.
Oh, no.
Go to the girl, go tell the girl, so we had chatter and all sort of something. So me say, when we find out, me I tell us, I think we did in a grade 10. Me say, we did want to catch her while we...
Hello. Hello.
No, but we were so upset because we say, why would you do that? Is it that you're trying to create a friendship with her by doing that? You know, trying to like it was so uncalled for. We were so upset about it that we were all friends and that we can actually talk about stuff that are that's going on between all of us. You know, without this even causing a problem. I'm so surprised that girl even went and go carry news. Probably not even real. Because if it was something that. If it was based off what we were talking about, the phone call shouldn't be like that. You get me? So from that, the friendship mash up. It wasn't the same, but we still talked and whatever. But to me, throughout that time going up to grade 10 and all of that, I'm this type of person. I love my friends. Just say me a friend, me do anything for you. And high school taught me that, listen, no matter how much you want a person, a friend, them not gonna really have your back. And when things happen, them just go step away and they're like, and you know, and I've learned that throughout that time. And that experience, it really, me I tell you, it break me. Because I thought that, okay, we are friends, and if we are friends, we can talk about things. You get me? And it's not like, say, I never talked to this girl. I talked to her, but you know, high school fitness year, them hard years, them no business. So yeah, so I throughout grade 10 going up to 11, I said to myself, say, listen, I nah take up them something there again for myself. I nah make no friend, make me a fear ball, and make me a fear think twice, and I doubt myself if me are really a good friend when I know that I'm that girl. I am actually that girl, regardless of what you have to say. If you do something wrong, me go call you out on it. You know, friends supposed to be there for each other, look out for each other, and supposed to can help you with whatever issues, you know, may arise. And, you know, I am still learning and growing from a lot of experiences. And to be honest, there's going to be a time when people they're just not for you. They just gotta go.
That's true.
Yeah, so that's an experience.
Those were some lovely horror stories. Lovely. Yeah, they love to share
what about Wayne?
because we can reflect on it now. Back in those times, we're really angry and upset and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Reflect about to know. But before we jump into Wayne's horror story, if he has any, our questions that we told him to stick up in on, we have some scriptures, right? You know, we know we don't like to just feed you all of these opinions and stuff like that from ourselves. You know, we have the word to actually compress to onto your spirits and your mind. What about friendship? So, Kayla.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
go
before I get into scriptures, us doing this, you know, this should, as Christians, whether Seventh-day Adventists or not, we should remember that we serve a living and true God, and we have a friend in Jesus.
That's right.
We do. Yes, we do.
One friend we have.
Right, what a friend we have in
Jesus.
Jesus. And whatever friendships we have, they should be Christ-like.
That's it.
Christ should be in the middle of it. You know? So, yeah. So I'm going to read some. So this is Proverbs 18 verse 24. One who has unreliable friends soon comes to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother.
Amen.
The explanation: true friends are loyal and dependable, often closer than family in times of need. Proverbs 27 verse 17. As iron sharpens iron,
That's
so
right.
one person sharpens another.
That's right.
So real friends help each other grow and improve, challenging one another to be better. John 15 verse 13. Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. The greatest form of friendship is sacrificial love, where we are willing to give selflessly. And the final one, Ecclesiastes 4 verses 9 to 10. Two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. So friendship provides mutual support, making difficult times easier to bear together.
Lovely. Thank you for those words, and thank you for those actually affirmations and encouragement. And not only for us to identify, you know, who is actually a real friend around our corner, but also for our viewers, right? Not everybody who is a friend, and it is always good to identify those who truly are, because sometimes when you put certain expectations on those who aren't really in your corner as a friend, and you weigh those with those expectations and they behave contrary to the fact, you are distraught, you are hurt, and it doesn't go, and that's how you end up having some horror stories. But before we add Wayne, I just want to have just a small stats and facts thing, you know, from a little article showing the benefits of actually of friendship. And for reading from it, it's saying that, yeah, the romantic love and all those things are fine, but we should not overlook the benefits, right, of friendship. And psychological research suggests that stable and healthy friendships, not fake ships, friendships, not acquaintances, friendships, are crucial for our well-being and longevity. People who have friends and close confidence are more satisfied with their lives and less likely to suffer from depression. So, Ian, you're less likely to suffer from depression? But enough time we talk, you know.
Well, seeing that I got the opportunity to get married, I have a very close friend with my wife.
That is it.
I also have a very close relationship with God. So, apart from external people who I might have as acquaintances and friends also, I have myself in a very tight circle.
That's good. Excellent. See, and Wayne is a living testimony of that. And last but not least, on the other hand, though, when people are low in social connections, so I know this go rub all our introverted people, but try to at least have one or two, you know, good friend. Where people are low in social connections because of isolation and loneliness or poor quality relationships, they face an increased risk of premature death. I know death will creep on us all. But let us prolong our life on earth, you know, as much as possible. Have some good, healthy connections with people, right? Garner good, safe, and very emotionally intelligent friendships. I ring that strongly. But after that, no, I know I've been putting Wayne on the back burner for quite some while. All right, and I know he has been here sitting silently. Wayne, I know we left your question, to take a stick a pin on it. I really hope you remember it.
All right, so earlier I was talking about the thin line between friends and acquaintances, right? Over the years, my experience is that even though you meet different people and you might have similar interests and you would want to relate to them more, not all the people you get to relate to and share things with are your friends. And sometimes it is difficult for us to differentiate because yes, we might share some moments and we might talk and have a good laugh. But that doesn't mean that everything that's happening in my life I should share with you and vice versa. It is something difficult for us to grasp immediately. It is through experience that we have garnered over the years that it actually identify itself to us. Because yes, I can know you for some extended period of time, but it does not mean that you have my best interest at heart. True. I can have your best interest at heart, but yeah, you're comfortable with that because you want the best for yourself also.
True.
But then when it comes on to me, that's not really what you're thinking about.
So it's sometimes not a two-way street.
Exactly.
I see a hand raised from the back.
So I have two questions. So the first one, can friendship be one-sided? So in the sense that can I be your friend, but you're not my friend? And can a friend turn into an acquaintance?
Well, I'll take a swing at it. Wayne would have actually, I think, answered the first one, where friendships can be one-sided. And then if it's one-sided, I won't even consider it a friendship because, it's a normal relation, because friendship goes down and trickles down into the umbrella of a relationship, right? And, a relation with another individual. So if you in your mind perceive that you are friends with the person don't believe that me or you are a friend,
Right.
it was never a friendship in the beginning.
Right.
It was some way misunderstanding on somebody's part. And that's very unfortunate because some things like that do happen where you think you and them are the bestest of friends, chummies of chums, and them talk to you and say, bro, well, you don't really, I invite you, I like you like that still, but cool, pick up yourself.
Sometimes you're not even a person that get to say it to. Sometimes they have other people who they're gossiping with or sharing things with. And then you in turn hear it. I mean, it's a rumor, yes, but when hearing it, you get to conclude and make a decision as to if this person is actually your friend or just an acquaintance.
Yeah. And for also the second question, I have an experience with that myself. Right, a very good experience. That's one of my French horror stories. But we can't go in there because I will take paper. But this so-called friend has now become an acquaintance. If we can, using the definitions, it's acquaintance. But in my eyes, I don't even know if that's even acquaintance. Right. But so there are cases where you think that you and the person have a friendship, and then quote unquote a fallout happens. Unnecessarily, or it should be on purpose. Somebody's toxic, somebody it wasn't right, or somebody was manipulative in somewhere along the friendship. It changes, grow apart, who knows? And then it ends up being an acquaintance. And then sometimes even with those situations, it's always good to just let the cards fall where they may, or let the chips fall where they may.
All right, I have a question to show out, right? So we are here talking about friendship and acquaintances, right? What if there is a case where somebody who you were once a friend with, you're not an acquaintance with, but you see them having a difficult time and you're in a position where you're the only person who can assist them, what do you do in a circumstance like that? Seeing that you would have had a bad experience with the person. I mean, Kayla just mentioned somebody who she was acquainted with, and then I would figure that she became friends with the person. Then something went wrong and she's no longer friends with the person. You mentioned another instance where you were with somebody as well and it went sour. How would you then assess a situation where the person is in need of your assistance and you're the only person there who can assist? Would you still try to hold them up based on the situation that happened in the past, or would you try to progress?
Excellent question.
The thing about it is, if you are a child of God, and we're talking in the context of, of being a Christian, so as Christians, we should remember that we should forgive and forget, but it is very difficult to do so. Sometimes you will forgive, but you don't forget the situation. But as a child of God, if you say that you want to be where Jesus is, you want to walk on that golden road, and you want to be in heaven, you have to. When I say you have to be best of friends, you have to be buddy up with the person. You don't have to be bottom and bench, roll arm and arm hole. You don't have to. But you have to remember that we, as a child of God, we play a part, and it doesn't matter what that person did to you or you have done to the person. You should be in a place where you know that Jesus would have done a better job.
That is right. Jesus would have done a better job.
Would have done a better job. Him not look upon that. So we have to remember that we need to be Christ-like. So I'm not saying that you just rush into the person, Sometimes you take a little breather and you have to pray about it. Pray and ask God to give you the words to go to that person. Because if you're a child of God, you should have the fruits of the Spirit. You understand? You should be kind, So if I were in that situation where my sister, somebody when me usually be friends with, but no longer have that type of friendship and them really need the help with somebody, I believe that as a child of God, I should be able to step in and try to help the individual. It's just like the movie, what name? The Forge, where the father, he lost his son through one man shoot his son basically, and and that man, he's in the group that he's in. He invited the person in, regardless of the fact that that man either shoot him, or run him over with a car. I don't remember the situation, but he basically killed the man's son. And the man invited him into his own space, and he allowed God to use him where he can build that man up and change and turn his life around. And he said that he was so angry at the person, but then he remembered God. He remembered God, and he allowed God to use him to do the right thing. So I think that as Christians, no matter what happened, we should be able to pray and ask God for help and, do the right thing by helping the individual. So that's mine.
Boy, Kayla,
take.
It took the words right out of my mouth. But generally, I would say in that situation, if I had a friend who became an acquaintance, but seeing them in need, Alfanso, unique bar. Right. If somebody is in need, despite if you are an enemy, which you shouldn't have, but at times it happens. We have to be real about that. Or somebody who don't like me, or something like that, or we fall out or stuff like that. Regardless, if you're in need, I am generally compelled to help without a shadow of a doubt. So no matter if you wrong me seven times, over and over again, I am compelled. If I am capable and able, I will always help. And as Kayla would say, as Christians, we have a duty, or just, a duty and a charge to be Christ-like.
Right.
And even though it's hard, it will be hard. It will be hard, very hard. Because I'll say for the mind, some people it's easy to forgive, and some people it's really hard to forget. And some people it's hard to forget, and it's not really easy to forgive. but we need to find a balance where we can have peace with all, man.
Okay, we have a question at the back.
Yes, live studio audience. So in the stats and facts section, Alfanso read about that, you know, friendship can bring a longevity in your life and whatever. But what about like your church family, like your church acquaintances? Like, they're not necessarily your friends, but like these are people that you see every week and they know a lot about your life, and I would think that they contribute to the longevity of your life as well. So I think it's not just friendship, but like the acquaintances, like it holds a lot of value, like more than you think, because I mean, I wouldn't think that, for example, me can't call her name because she don't feel away. I mean, Mrs. Sister Mac every Sabbath, and you know, me not gonna say me and Sister Mac a friend, but we are sisters in Christ. We're acquaintances. We talk all the time. You know, how are you, Gabriel? I'm doing good. You know, talk a little bit, run to joke, or go preach or whatever. Like, that's a relationship that's like very important to me, but I wouldn't consider her to be like a close friend. So I think that, you know, acquaintances really do have its place, and it can be as beneficial to your life as a friendship. Also, last point, I was thinking about like movie stars. This is so random. You know, a lot of times we think that like these people, like, they shoot movies with each other and we think that they're friends. Like, we think that, oh my gosh, you know, like they're friends of, but they're co-workers. Just like, oh, we go to our 9-to-5 and see our co-workers every day. They're also co-workers, but like on screen they have this chemistry, or like even off screen they're still acquaintances. And they basically, I mean, say this series is like 5 seasons, they're basically like working with each other for like 5 years, 10 years on a movie. They may not be friends, but like that acquaintance relationship at work, like it still benefit their lives. I think that, you know, even though an acquaintance is not as, you know, tight knit, it definitely can somewhat give you like the benefits that a really close friend can give you.
That is true. That's a very good point.
That's true. But then when you look at situations and scenarios like that, where, because how my mind is setting it up, you can have 2 type of acquaintances, you know. You have the one where you literally just say hi and bye to and move on, and you really don't have that much in-depth interaction whatsoever. I have those acquaintances that are borderline wanting to creep over to a friendship, but it's not there as yet. Because if it's somebody for years and days and months upon end, and every time we have, if it's a one-liner we do, and then we add more upon this still one line and make it to 2 sentences, and then we go on to 3, on just 3, and that's if we don't video, you're building
You're building
a rapport, and you're building a close connection with it over a period of time.
And to add to what you were saying as well, I believe that each of us, every time that we go into a new environment, we try to find somebody who we can identify with. The reason why we try to find somebody who we can identify with is so that we can have similar conversations and mutual understandings, which in turn will change it from acquaintance to friendship. Because if you're going to school right now, as much as how you're going to study, you're going to meet somebody, you're going to form a bond, and you're going to have friends. If you're going to work, it's going to be the same if you're going to church.
Okay, so I just did a quick look up on Mrs. Google, and to find what you would, based on what Gabriel just said, what you would call someone who is between acquaintance and a friend, is said it's called a casual friend. Yeah, so I guess some of the friendships that we have, that we are say, you know, it kind of lean over to a friendship. They are called casual friends. So
you have that casual friend in a box, and then you have the friend over here, and you have the acquaintance.
Right.
You have acquaintance, the
So
person,
I believe I have a lot to do.
You're selective with what you share.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, there are different ranges, there are different categories and ranges and stuff like that.
All right.
But, you know, we've been speaking about friends, and then we dived into the whole church matters and stuff like that. And I want to know from you, your lovely people, like, how has your church friendship, right? Not your acquaintances, your church friendships. affected your life? Like, you know, for the good, for the worse, for the bad, who knows? You know, how it impacted your life.
Do you want to go first?
Okay, I can go first.
This conversation was so good that the host couldn't stop talking, so we had to split the episode in 3. So be back for part 3 next week. Bye, guys.